I'm back. Anyway, let's get rid of this facade and go on to the actual content of this video. Hello everyone, this is Monocle Man here and welcome back to another video. Now in this video I'm going to be showing you what I have been working on this whole time that I haven't been uploading. Now what you see behind me is just that thing. Now you might be wondering what on earth this is. Of course, if you don't have eyes and you couldn't read the title. However, I'm just going to explain to you what this is, even though it was in the title and you probably know it already. So this is my new biggest redstone project and it is pretty awesome. Now, you may be wondering, what on earth is this mess of different redstone wires, these instant repeaters here and there, cyan circuit, green circuit, red circuit, and yellow circuit. Now, I'll explain all this in just a second. Now, what this thing does is, as you can see, there's a little plus sign over here, just matching up with my crosshair. Now, this plus sign, this means that it is a binary adder. Now, what this does, it basically adds numbers, but in binary. For example, it doesn't just add things like, it doesn't show 2, and then say plus 2 and then writes equals 4. It says something rather more like this, which might be unfamiliar to those of you who are not familiar with binary. 10 plus 10, 1 0 plus 1 0 equals 1 0 0. Now, what on earth does this mean? First of all, 10 plus 10 does not equal 100, and 2 plus 2 does equal 4, that is correct, but 10 plus 10, that does not equal 100. However, binary is not like that. For example, in binary, there are only 2 single-digit numbers, and those are, of course, 0 and 1. Now, we're not allowed to use any other numbers, any other digits in binary, so we can't write things like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, etc., etc. So, of course, if you can't write 2, what do you do after you've got 1? Well, of course, you write 1, 0, which is 10. So, therefore, in binary, where there are only 2 single-digit numbers, hence the name binary, then 2 must be represented by 1, 0, and, of course, 3 by 1, 1, 4 by 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, because, of course, you can't go any more higher than 1, 1, so you just have to go to 1, 0, 0. You can't go, like, the 1, 1, 1, 1, or 3 is the highest two-digit number in binary. You can't have anything higher than that. That is why, any two-digit number higher than that. That is why we go straight into the 3-digit numbers, which is 100 or 100, if you like to say it that way. And, of course, 101, which is 5. 110, which is 6, and then 111, which is 7, and then of course 10, and then of course 1000 or 1000, which is 8, and of course this just continues on and on and on. I'll put a little help sheet over here. So of course 0, 1, 2, 3, 3, not 4, and then 4, 5, 6, 7. And then, of course, we have 8 here. So this is our little help table we have here. It won't help us with some of the bigger numbers, but anyway, of course. Now, all I've told you so far, you might not really believe this thing can actually add binary numbers. Well, I'm here to show you that it, in fact, can. So let's start with something simple, 1 plus 1. Of course, if the light is on, that means the light being on represents a 1, the light being off represents a 0. So of course 1 equals 1, as we can see, red plus green equals yellow, so two inputs added together equals the output. So of course 1 equals 1, 1 plus 0 equals 1, of course. Now 1 plus 1 equals, of course, 2, so that is 1, 0, as we can see here. 2 is in fact 1, 0. So that's all correct. Now let's say add 3 plus 1, of course 3, we'll have to check the truth table. So 3 is 1, 1, or 11, if you would like to say it like that, and of course 3 plus 1 equals 4. Now let's go check. It goes 1, 0, 0. Let's check, is that correct? 1, 0, 0 is in fact 4, and 1 plus 3 does equal 4. Now it can work on bigger numbers as well. For example, I can do 4 plus 4, and that equals 8. Now, of course, you might notice a slight similarity in this. Now, of course, you might see that 4 is 100 and 8 is 1000. Now, what we did here is this is basically just bit shifting. So this can be used in multiplication, probably, but I'm not going to get into that right at the moment, well, because I myself am not really smart enough to build a calculator that can do that. So anyway, if you want to multiply something by 2, like 4 times 2, or 4 plus 4, which is the same as 4 times 2, you'll get the number 8, which of course all you need to do to get that number is do a little bit shift, and I'll explain how that works in a second. Now, of course, we can do bigger numbers. Now, the largest numbers you can add are, of course, 255. So this is how you represent 255 in binary, which is 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1, 8 ones. Of course, this is an 8-bit adder, so this is the highest you can go. So because this is an 8-bit adder, you can't really have any more than that. Of course, if you do add more to the cyan circuit, or just more to the entire thing, you could eventually add more. So now we're going to add another 255 over here, and of course 255 plus 255 equals 510. As we can see over here, 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 0 is 510 in binary. Now, there is possibly a way to convert this into decimal, which is like base 10 basically, which is 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. However, I'm not really sure I can do that at the moment, so be sure to see a video very, very soon about me making a machine that can, in fact, do that. And of course, this does mess with the system a bit, resetting it and all. But yeah, also another thing you might notice is that there is one extra lamp over here, making the output 9 bits, even though the two inputs are 8 bits. Now, the reason for this is, say you have, for example, I'm pretty sure, so if that is 8, that is 16, that's 32, that's 64, that's 128, yes. So say you have 128 over here, plus 128, of course, we can't, of course, 128 plus 128, that's not within the same bit. So what we have to do is we have to shift the bit over and do something called a carry. Now, I will be explaining what the way all of the redstone works, but yeah, currently I'm just explaining how to add binary. So over here, this is something that is in fact called bit shifting, and I'll explain that right now. So what bit shifting is basically, say we have 100, which is of course 4 plus 100. Now what we do is, of course, we start with saying, doing 0 and 0. Of course, that is 0 plus 0 is 0. We're not going to write that just yet, because we've just got to remember that number here, because unfortunately you can't write backwards on signs. Then we have 0 and 0, which is also 0. So yeah, of course, we just have 2 zeros at the end. But then 1 and 1, because we can't have 2, we have to have another 0 and then carry the 1 to the side. So then what we have is we have 0, 1, 1, we have 1, 0, 0, 0, which is 8. So 4 plus 4 equals 8. So that is basically how bit shifting works, and this is what the cyan circuit does. Now, I will explain the cyan circuit in a moment and how it works, but right now I'm just going to give you another little demonstration of, what should I give a demonstration of? Let's say 8 plus 8. Of course, 8 plus 8 equals 16. Bit shifts do the same thing. And of course, this does not need to do any bit shifting because it is directly in line, and there's nothing over here to make it have to carry it over to the next bit, unless we put something there, in which case it has to carry over to the next bit. So this is basically how the binary addition works. Of course, you could do something like, I don't know, I don't even know what number I've put into the system. I've just done it a little bit random, and let's just go flick a bunch of random levers, and so yeah, it will work. I'm pretty sure this is, oh my gosh, I accidentally put in the same combination twice. That's not creepy at all. I did not do that on purpose, I swear. So anyway, this is how this is basically, so this thing works. I'm not really I don't really want to calculate what these numbers are right now, but it definitely works. I've tested it on a bunch of different numbers. So yeah, that works. Now let's go take a look at how the redstone works. Now you've already seen it, but you haven't had it explained. Before I explain the redstone, I'm going to show you a few things that will make it a lot easier. Now over here we have two different redstone circuits. This one over here is called the XOR gate, and this one is called the AND gate. Now what they do is basically, bear in mind that 0 equals, of course, a signal strength of 0, and 1 equals a signal strength that is anywhere between 1 and 15. So yeah, that's just worth remembering. So basically, what each of these little circuits do is basically, so they each have a truth table. So say for example, if both the inputs are 0 in the AND gate, we're going to be taking a look at the AND gate first because it is a lot simpler. So the truth table, the AND gate's truth table is really quite simple. So if both of the inputs are 0, as you can see, there is no input coming from either of these levers because they are both up, and of course the torches are on. And in order, and of course, if one is on and the other is off, then of course it won't give an output. If the other is on, but the one that was just turned on is now off, then it won't give an output. The only way that it could ever give an output is if both input A and input B are both turned on, in which case it will give an output. So that is how our AND gate works. Now, of course, if you turn either one of these levers off, it will cease to give an output. Now, what we have here is the XOR gate. Now, it is a lot more complicated than the AND gate. Now, basically, what the XOR gate is it is what is known as an exclusive OR gate. So an OR gate is basically, an OR gate is probably one of the more simple logic gates. Is pretty much just this: if A or B is turned on, or A and B is turned on, then it will give an output. So yeah, the OR gate is one of the most simple gates, but then its cousin, the XOR gate, is far from simple. Now, what the XOR gate is it is basically, so the XOR gate is basically, so it's got a very, very different truth table. So of course the XOR gate truth table is basically, so of course, if the two inputs are 0, if input A and input B are 0, then the output will be 0. But if one of them is, if input A is 1 and B is 0, then the output will be 1. If input A is 0 and B is 1, then the output will be 1. But of course, if both of the inputs are 1, then the output will be 0. So basically, in more simple terms, if the two inputs are equal, it will not give an output. Yet if one is greater than the other, it will give an output. Now, as you can see over here, A is greater than B, so it is giving out an output. But if A and B are equal, then it does not give an output. Or maybe B is greater than A, then it gives an output. But of course, if they're both the same, it does not give an output. So that is the truth table for both the AND gate and the XOR gate. So we're going to need these for later, because over here we have something called a half adder. Now over here you can see my prototype of the 8-bit full adder. Over here, well, each of these little cyan modules is a full adder. And basically the way the half adder works is really, really quite simple. So basically, what happens is, of course, you may be able to recognize this here XOR gate. Of course, if one is greater than the other, say if red is greater than green, then it will give an output. But if they're equal, then it won't give an output. And if green is greater than red, then if green is greater than red, then it will give an output. But of course, if they're both 0, then it doesn't give an output at all. However, we still need to find out how to carry it along before, because I remember telling you over there that there's something called the carry bit. Now, what the carry bit does is it basically, if both of the inputs are 1, or if both of them are equal, of course, this won't give an output, so it will be shown as 0, which is fair enough, but then we still need to add the carry bit. So the way we do this is we have this AND gate in here, so that detects if both of them are equal to 1. It will only if both of them only if both of the inputs are equal to 1 will it give an output of 1. So that is how the AND gate works. And of course that's how the half adder works. Now of course this is only the half adder, so if we connect this for example with a full adder, if you take a look over here, basically all we do is we just link this XOR gate up to yet another XOR gate. Simple enough. And then of course we just take that over there, lead that into an AND gate. But then you see this line over here. What on earth is this? What is this little U shape over here that connects into the other part of the AND and XOR gate? Well, if we go over here, if we trace the redstone line, it goes all the way back down to the previous half adder, to the previous full adder. And we'll just use this one as an example. Basically what this is basically an OR gate, which basically means if the first AND gate or the second AND gate is on, then it takes the carry bit over to the next full adder, and then it calculates that in the output. So I hope that made sense. I probably didn't explain it as best I could have, but I think I did a pretty good job. Anyway, that is unfortunately all I have got time for today. I just realized this video is probably going to be about 20 minutes long. So yeah, but I guess that's kind of fair enough, because like it took me a very long time to build. And oh, by the way, if you're wondering what like the red, the green, and the yellow circuits are, they're just the circuits that link up this little interface over here with the cyan brain of the circuit. Now this is basically the whole thing, as I've showed you before. That's the half adder combined with another half adder to create a full adder. So yeah, that's basically how this circuit works. So all the other stuff is just connecting the interface over here with the actual brain of the circuit. So anyway, this has taken me a very, very long time, so a like would really, really be appreciated, and maybe even a subscribe. Like, come on, like, couldn't hurt. It's completely free. It costs absolutely nothing, and like, I worked very hard on this. My poor little brain hurts a lot from this. So yeah, a like and potentially a subscribe would be very, very good. So yeah, do hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry about that flashing, but if you did really, really like this, please hit that like button and make sure to subscribe. If you have any more questions, just post them down in the comment section. I'll try to explain them as best I can. I'm so sorry if I can't though. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.